I was thinking earlier about the pandemic because I mean, really, it's just there. It's in the background. It's just there. There's nothing that we can really do about it except take care of our own self. But I was thinking of the last few years, I mean, Ellen, you know, and if Carly's here, she knows, kind of things that I personally have been going through over the last few years and how things just like really started to get better. And then this all happened, right? So the whole idea of we can handle only what's right in front of us and not starting to think too far into the future about what if, what's happening next, what could happen to me, and just being sort of thankful if we can about what's in front of us today and how we handle that. And not feeling guilty if you do find some joy in a moment. Sometimes I find myself thinking, I'm not supposed to be happy or grateful or joyful. There's terrible things going on, but it's okay. It really is. So finding some gratitude. And for the next hour, just being right here with the breath, being grateful for our bodies being able to move the way that they do. And I'm grateful for your presence. We're going to do something called box breathing. So what it is, it's a 4-part breath. We'll inhale, exhale, and we'll hold on the top of the inhale, hold on the bottom of the exhale. Everything's 4 seconds. I'll demo it and then you'll do it on your own, and we'll go for about 2 minutes. So it's like this, inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. And that's the cycle. It's an inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds. Some people get a little anxious on the hold on the exhale. And if that happens to you, just skip it. Just do the inhale, hold, exhale. Otherwise, try for the 4-part breath. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And take a cycle like that. And I have a clock in front of me. We'll go 2 minutes with that. One more minute. And just breathing normally now, hands down onto the knees. Just take some circles to the right. Let your head completely just hang with the body, letting it roll around. Very natural movement here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale forward, exhale back. Maybe you close your eyes. Feel how your body is today. Switch directions. Head moves. You come forward, it takes its own circle, and back. And keep going like this. And come to the center. Bring your right leg out in front of you. I'm going to move this blanket here. And let the left foot be placed onto the right thigh, and the right toes are facing the sky. We're first going to just turn towards that leg, a very slight movement, and then let the foot just flop. So you're going to feel something on the outer right hip. So the foot is flopping off to the side, and you're facing, it's a very, very subtle movement. You're facing the arch of the foot. And then you're just going to slightly come forward. You're going to feel more, maybe down into the calf. Let that foot stay flopped. Now relax the thigh and breathe here. And then you're going to take that foot back up. You might need space to do this and not have this foot on the thigh. You might need some space in between the foot and the thigh. And you're going to take that foot and naturally let it drop in. So the arch of the foot is dropping towards the floor. And now you're feeling a whole different stretch in this leg. And you're turning and facing that leg. You might even reach over and help that foot come down. Not necessary, just an option. And then bring the foot back closer and just flop out, flop in. It's just some movement with that leg. You're facing your whole center line, middle of chest, facing that foot once it's upright. We're just getting the leg some movement. And then we're going to come forward, and I want you to just take the right hand. You're going to take the index finger and the thumb together, and you're going to place it around the big toe. And then the other three fingers are just resting on the foot. So index finger, thumb together like an okay around the big toe. If you can't have your leg straight, bend it. That's completely fine. And then just start to slowly straighten that leg. The other three fingers rest on the other toes. You see how I'm kind of off to the side here? I'm going to straighten my torso. And now I'm getting a stretch here in my left thigh. So I'm pulling this right foot back, and my left hand is on my left thigh, and I'm making sure that that thigh stays down. These are subtle, subtle moves, but we're getting stretches in our hips, maybe into the calf a little bit too. Point the right toes up to the sky and then back towards the face, and then your right heel is going to slightly come off the floor. Take that foot over to the right again, move with it, keep pushing the left foot away, and now feel for a stretch in the left side of your waist. So we're just using the right foot as sort of a balance, but we're also getting a stretch outside of the right calf, maybe right hip. Bring it all back in, move that leg out a little bit like we did before. Keep that hand exactly where it is and press the inner right foot down towards the floor. And now you're not pushing the left leg down, you're just resting your hand here. And very slowly come up. Now take this left foot onto the floor. so that the left knee faces the sky. We're going to hold the left knee. Make sure both sitting bones stay on the floor and lift the right leg up while trying to stay on your sitting bones. You're using the left knee to hold you upright so you're not slumping. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this, right? So my back is straight and I'm lifting my right leg. Tendency is going to be to do this because it's much easier, but stay upright. 30 seconds. Point those toes back towards face. Big stretch in the quad right here in the front of the leg. Pull the stomach in. That'll protect the low back if you feel any sort of strain in the lower back. 15 more seconds, now 10. And lower. Ha! Now just let that foot flop around. Whoo! These little tiny, just the most subtle thing, right? And you find yourself out of breath almost. Left leg out in front, right foot in. Just to start with, you're letting that, I'm going to move back slightly so you can see my foot. I'm off my mat here. Letting that outer left foot go towards the floor. Okay. So the right foot is squeezing into the left thigh. The left foot is coming down. So for me, this is way easier on this side. The right side, I was not able to get my foot all the way down like this. There's still about 2 inches of space. I'm facing that foot, the leg's flopping out. I'm going for a stretch in the outer left leg here. Breathe deep. And then we're going to move that foot slightly away so it faces the sky and then turn it in. Now I'm having a lot of tightness here. Coming back in. Now we're doing the one with the A-OK. Take it over the toe. Other 3 fingers rest. Take that leg out to the side. Remember, you can bend the knee. That's fine. And pressing the right thigh away. So the stretch now is the outer right hip. Coming back up, turning that foot in towards the floor, trying to keep that A-OK and just resting the right hand. Come back up. Now the right knee is up. We're holding it. So you could hold your wrists. You could hold interlace here like so. You could really hug it in. Whatever is easiest for you. 1 minute. Left leg up, back straight. You're going to feel it in your hip. Breathe through the nose, in and out. Maybe close the eyes. When your mind tells you, ah, that's when you go, I'm thankful for my body. I'm grateful I can do this. Stomach is in, protecting the low back. Halfway there, breathe deep. Sit up tall. Use the muscle in that leg to hold that leg up in the air. 15 more seconds. Breathe. I want you to slowly, more slow than you want to, take it to the floor. Excellent. Both legs out and just shake them both out. Good work. Sometimes these little subtle micro movements really get the heart rate going. Maybe it's not happening for you, but it is for me. Take the soles of the feet together now. We're going to take those A-OK fingers again around the big toes and the other Fingers just rest on the other 4 toes, and then you're just gonna slightly pull the feet apart. It should open those hips up more. Straight back though, lead chin and chest forward. More hip work here. Breathe deep. And then slowly come back up. Let's do all 4s now. Tabletop. Let's bring the right leg back. Stretch through the ball of that foot. A little runner stretch here. Looking forward in front of the mat so your neck is long. Breathing through the nose. Bring the right leg up behind you, heel faces the sky, left arm out in front. Take that A-OK in front of you. Take your left hand, release the A-OK, put it down on the floor. Take your right leg all the way out to the side so your right foot is even with your left knee. Lift your right arm up. Breathe deep. Now take your right arm up and over, big stretch to the right hip, all the way down that leg to the outer leg, outer calf. Back up to the sky. Right leg out behind you, right hand in front of you, A-OK in front of you, all 4s. Left leg out behind you, runner stretch, ball of the foot. Looking forward in front to the mat, on the front of the mat that is, to the floor. Left leg up so your left heel faces the sky, toes face the floor, A-OK in front of you. Everything's A-OK, and we're good with it. Release A-OK over to the right side of your mat. Left leg over to the left side of the mat. Left arm up to the sky, look up. Take the left arm up and over. Stretch from the middle finger all the way to the outer left ankle. Left arm back up to the sky. Left leg out behind you. Left hand to the floor. A-OK with the right arm. And back to all 4s. Downward facing dog. And go ahead, pedal through on that. Let's walk the feet to about a half dog. Take the right hand and take hold of the left ankle. Maybe look underneath your left armpit. Press into both feet equally. Right hand down, left hand to the right ankle, looking under the right arm. Feel for a stretch in the back of the right thigh, back calf. Back to dog pose. Right leg lifts up to the sky, and an inhale, open up that hip. Press equally into both hands. Right foot forward, left knee down lunge. Both hands inside right foot and then walk it up to the knee. Both hands on the right knee. Feel for a stretch in the front of the left hip. Downward facing. Other side, left leg lifts up, open that hip. Square it off and then bring the left foot forward, right knee down, both hands inside, then walk it up slowly to the knee, interlace around that knee, and feel for the stretch in front of the right hip. Make your way back, downward facing. Walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Take your A-OK around your thumbs. Press all of your other 4 toes down onto the floor. My legs are straight, but yours can be bent. That's completely fine. Inhale, halfway up. Look forward. And fold down with your A-OK, pulling only on the big toes. Stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Take the hands to the calves and slowly walk up your legs all the way up. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. Walk back, dog pose. Right leg lifts up to the sky. Open that hip again. Right foot forward, left knee down lunge, cradling this right knee. And see if you can come deeper, deep, 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 low. And then take both hands inside right foot again. Stay here or come on to the forearms. And you can be on a block on the forearms or a cushion or blanket or book. Back to dog pose. Other side, left leg opens up, open that hip. So it's an opposite stretch. You just had the front of the hip. This should feel in the back of the hip, maybe through that outer thigh. Press equally into the hands. And step forward, knee down lunge, right side. First, we're coming up, finding that stretch in the front of the right thigh and hip. Both hands inside left foot. Really sink down. And then onto the forearms. Breathe deep. Back to dog pose again. Walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. This time, fold down, take your whole hand underneath your foot. If you can't get your whole hand, get just your fingers, that's also fine. And again, you can bend the knees. Mine are straight, that's fine. Let your head hang. And pull the hands into the foot and push the foot into the hands, giving your hands and wrists a bit of a massage. Inhale, halfway up. Release the hands onto the hips. Bend the knees deep. Slowly roll to stand. Take a moment here, recover, feel, breathe. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, walk back, dog pose. Again, right leg up, open it up. Step forward, left knee down lunge. Now, we're going to come up, and then you're going to sort of take a bit of a twist. I want to face you so you can see me. I lost the picture of myself, so hang on. I don't know what happened there. Anybody with me? Okay, I see you all. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. So I'm just changing my direction so you can see me. You still have your right knee in front, left knee down. Then you're going to come down onto the left hand, and either you're going to come with a simple twist. I'm giving you 3 options, okay? If you're in the simple twist, just take your A-OK up here. Right hand, the A-OK is actually a mudra. We call it the Gyan mudra, which is a grounding mudra. So you could be up here with your A-OK, or you can come around and take a prayer twist with your knee down, or you can come a little higher with this right foot so the knee is straight up and down instead of that low opening in the hip. Reach around for the right foot, then come back down. Take your A-OK on the other hand, the right index finger, thumb, make a circle, pull that foot back. Big stretch, hip and quad on the left. And if it feels okay for your neck, you can look back to the right foot and pull that foot in towards the buttocks. Breathe deep. Have a micro bend in that left elbow if you're with me. And a right elbow bend. Very slowly release your A-OK wherever you are. Come back, downward facing. And take a couple breaths between sides. Left leg lifts up. Inhale, open it up. Step forward, right knee down. You know where we're going. So either right hand stays down, simple twist, left hand up, Gyan mudra, A-OK. Or you're reaching all the way back, bending that knee. A-OK around the big toe. And then sink down deep. Have a bend in the right elbow and left elbow. Keep the left toes down. The left toe, the big and second toe are going to try to pop up. Keep pushing them down. Breathe. That'll give you a stretch in the left outer calf. Carefully let go of that back leg if you haven't. Hands down, dog pose. Let's go 5 breaths, dog or child's. If you're in dog, maybe you walk it out and even out your legs after we just bent them very deep. I'm going to grab a sip of water. We're going to warm up a little. We're doing very deep stretches, and I want to get to a standing stretch, but I want to warm up the body just a little bit more. So we're going to go through a bit of a flow, very simple, maybe a sun A. So walk it to the top of the mat. Come all the way to stand. And hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Either walk to dog pose and stay there, or walk to plank. Knees down first time, elbows back all the way down. Cobra, roll down the shoulders, down the back. And down dog. One breath only, because we're warming up. Top of the mat. Halfway up, fold. Arms out and up. We're just going to do 2 more quick. Inhale up and fold. And dog. Inhale. Exhale. Top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Arms up and all the way down. Inhale and dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, back to the mat. Okay, slowly come up. So we did all this stuff on the floor. Now we're going to amp it up quite a bit. So many options. You could do a tree pose if you want to. You could just hold your knee up like so. You could have your hands around knee, or A-OK around the toe. But instead of just A-OK, I'm coming to the camera, with just one hand or index and thumb, add the peace fingers. So the woohoo, peace baby, around big toe. First bring knee up, grab the toe. Okay, so see how my knee is out here? Have it straight up and down. Stay like that. Maybe your left hand is on your waist, or it's A-OK to kick your leg out. 5 breaths. Woohoo! Bend that knee back in, and let's go right into tree. My pants are super slippery. I hope I can stay. Excellent. Good. A-OK with victory. I know who's in the room with me, so I can safely say 2 weeks from tonight. A-OK, victory. Breathe. We're all going to be A-OK. And then just into a prayer at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Release. Shake that out. Kind of kick side to side like we did at the beginning of class when we were seated. Other side. Options to just do tree the whole time, or bend left knee, hold the knee, interlace. Or peace fingers, A-OK around the big toe. Woo! Don't look at yourself like I'm doing. Knee straight up and down. Kick that leg straight out. All 5 toes straight up to the sky. Right hand on right thigh, or A-OK out to the side. Right into tree. A-OK victory above your head. And release the whole thing. Shake it out again. Take your feet wide, side to side. Bend your knees every time. You can even turn that back foot. Kind of like you're speed skating, right? And then park it. Have your feet wide on the mat. Take your arms out to the sides. Lift your chest up to the sky. Inhale, look up. Slight micro bend. Exhale, fold. Options, hands can be staying on the floor with a straight back, straight spine, as straight as your body will allow, or A-OK around the big toes. And then give yourself a halfway lift and fold all the way down. We'll go about 5-7 breaths right here. Make sure if you're folding with me all the way down with straight legs, that you're really holding your belly button back to protect the low back. Come up for a halfway lift. And then take the hands to the waist. Slowly roll all the way up. Come back towards the top of the mat, downward dog. And from downward dog, come to all fours. So we're gonna come right onto the right side of the body. Kick anything out of the way. Come onto your right forearm. You're on your right side. You can have the right leg bent or straight. Left leg is on top. So it's almost like you're in this variation of a plank, right? You're in a variation of a side plank. We've done this before. I think we just did it a few weeks ago even. Vishnu's couch. We're adding our A-OK onto the left toe. Woo. Now, it might be easier with a bent leg here. Completely fine. Straight leg, a little more challenge, and a dorsiflex on that bottom foot. You could see my foot is completely flexed, so my toes come back to my head. That's my bottom foot. Top foot, same thing. I'm really strengthening, hugging muscle to bone on that left leg. 5 more breaths. Now you're going to bend the right knee. You're going to come up off of that forearm, take that left foot in front of you. So now I'm in this weird, funky kind of cow shape, and I'm going to come sitting, and I'm going to have a cow face pose. So the left knee is over the right knee, and the feet are straight out here. Cow face, Gomukhasana. Try to have both of your sitting bones on the floor. Now, some options here. You can feel free to keep your hands just down. You could take your right elbow up and clasp behind. If you can clasp, I can't. You can reach for the clothing and hold on. Or I like this, taking my left hand on top of my right elbow. And then if you want more, stomach in, fold forward. It's going to be pretty extreme on the outer right hip. The more forward you go, then you'll feel it in the left hip. Don't bully into the pose. Go to where you feel like, oh yeah, I got feedback, and stay right there. So I'm kind of suspended halfway. Don't let your head hang either. Hold your head up so your back's straight. Slowly come up. Take the hands behind you. Wrap the feet and just windshield wiper side to side. See if I can remember that whole situation on the other side. It was very spontaneous, that last bit. Wasn't planning it. Now we're coming on our left side. So you're in this modified sort of side plank situation. You're on your left forearm. Legs are straight, or you can have that left knee slightly bent, right? A-okay. Peace, fingers, thumb. Around right big toe. You're pressing up in that bottom forearm. See if I can explain this better. When we go into cow face pose, it's like you're going to put your right foot and bring it to the top of the mat. I'm facing the back of my mat now, or the back of your mat. And you're going to come into a lunge, but you're not. So you're moving into that idea, right? I look like I'm going to move this other foot and come into a lunge, but instead I'm coming up to sit. And now my right knee is over my left. I believe that should be the opposite. Yeah. And then your both sitting bones are on the floor. Your feet are out. Option to stay here. Hands behind you, pushing more forward, but sitting bones stay on the floor. Grasping, if you can get a bind behind you. I do way too much on the computer. I can't even get close. Or you keep the left hand where it is. Right hand over elbow, press the head back into the arms so you have a straight back. Stomach in. If you want to go forward with a straight back, keep pressing your head. That'll sort of coax you into the straight back situation. Breathe deep. Slowly come up. Now, if you have a belt strap dish towel, you'll be utilizing that. Or you're going to use your hand if you can get a hold of that foot. Let me grab a strap. So either you're going to use your strap on the right foot over the ball of the foot. A towel works. A regular old belt works. Whatever you got handy, right? Or you can do your A-okay with the peace fingers around the big toe. I'm going to use my strap because it's just easier. So pull the toes back towards the face. You can also be here like this with your hands on your calf and not even utilize a strap. Toes towards face, big, long, straight legs. Same with the left leg too. I don't know why I said big. Long, straight leg. Of course it's big. It's probably one of the biggest parts of our body, right? For sure, the longest part. Breathe deep here. Now we're just going to take whatever way you're holding this. It won't work if you have your calf, but it will work if you hold your pants. We're just going over to the side. Okay? All the way over to the right. Make sure your left hip stays down. If you start coming off to the side, that's not what we're going for. Keep the left hip down. Maybe take your left hand and coax that left hip down. I'm not going all the way to the floor. I feel a big stretch in my inner right thigh, so I don't need to come all the way to the floor. Come all the way back up. And we're going to switch. So bring first your left foot up, get into the strap, right leg straight down, right toes face sky, left toes face your face. First, we're pulling that leg all the way back. I gotta switch sides or else I'm gonna hit the window. can also keep the bottom leg straight bent instead of straight if you want a little more restorative or gentle feeling. Then all the way out to the side. Remember, let your right hip stay on the floor so I can feel just as I get like a little curvature in the back of the right side of my hip, and I know I'm stopping there. So I'm way up on this side as compared to the other side. Totally normal, right? One side's going to be tighter than the other. Straight up. Let's go both legs inside the strap towel, whatever you have, holding ankles. Pull back towards face. Really press the belly to the floor. So the front of the belly, press it like it's going into the lower back. Pull the toes towards the face. Turn the feet so they face each other. Stretch the outer legs. And then take the feet for a Baddha Konasana. Can get rid of the strap. Butterfly. Soles of the feet together. Hold the ankles. Press the hips away. And then take that whole business to the floor. Feet together, knees apart. Lower back relaxed so you're not straining. We'll stay here for a bit. And straighten the legs out for your final rest. If you feel like you want to take a twist, go for it. I'm not adding one. And completely relax. Big inhales, big exhales. Bringing energy back into the body, however feels right for you. Maybe you roll your wrists and ankles, or you just take your thumb and rub it against the tips of the other fingers and gently wiggle the toes. You can stretch the body by bringing the arms over the head and pointing the toes away. And then when you feel ready, roll to one side and just rest here for a few moments before we come together to end class. And slowly come to a seat or stay laying down too. That's completely fine. In either position, take your hands to Gyan Mudra, what I've been calling A-OK all through our practice. Eyes are closed. We are not going to change the whole world, but we can change ourselves and feel free as birds. We can be serene even in the midst of calamities, and by our serenity make others more tranquil. Serenity is contagious. If we smile at someone, he or she will smile back, and a smile costs nothing. We should plague everyone with joy. If we are to die in a minute, why not die happily laughing? And I've been telling people while I have my mask on, I'm smiling at you because you can't see. Have a great rest of your evening, and thank you so much for practicing. Take care.